All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the Bible, of that book. All right, so I got this article here coming from the People's Voice, and the title of this article reads, WHO, which is the World Health Organization, right? Who pushes rollout of digital health wallet? All right, now when you hear about anything digital, all right, that's always one step closer to what the Bible calls the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. All right, the digital chocolate chip that the elites want to implant under your skin to have complete control over you. All right, because the elites, all right, the satanic Illuminati, all right, elite Jewish Edomite banking families, all right, they have an agenda, all right, to have this entire earth under their control through their technology, which is the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast that the Bible speaks of. All right, that's why you have, all these people that sit in high places, like your presidents and the kings of the nations of this earth, your presidents and prime ministers, all your leaders, your mayors, your governors, all these politicians, all these people that sit in high places, they're all calling for a digital ID, right? Because they're puppets unto the elite bankers. So they call for that digital ID because that's the order they're given, right? And they give you some fake ass reason why they're doing it. All right, but the elect, all right, the true prophets and the true servants of the Lord, all right, see right through that madness, see right through that bull spit, and that's why we warn the people, man. Lord willing, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Ratazah, I am of the elect. So let's just read this article real quick and see what's going on. It says, who pushes rollout of digital health wallet? All right, who launches initiative for digital health wallets in Southeast Asia? All right, everything's being moved toward a digital age, right? That's how they condition the people. All right, they it's gradualism. Little by little, they condition the people to live in a digital age, get used to living in a digital age, right? That's how it is basically now. A lot of people don't even use paper cash anymore. They just use their debit card, their credit card, right? They pay with their phones. You got the Apple Pay, the Google Pay, right? Boop, boop, boop. Now, who walks around with cash like that? Majority of people just walk around with their phones, man. Their digital wallet, right? So when this mark of the beast is ushered in, people are going to be like, oh, okay, it's nothing, Little do they know that's the mark of the beast that the Bible speaks of, but we warned them, man. Right? It says the World Health Organization, its Alliance for Health Policy and Systems Research, and the Singapore-based Temasek Foundation have launched a 3-year program to replace paper health records across Southeast Asia and with digital health wallets. Just read that again. It says the World Health Organization, its Alliance for Health Policy and System Research, and the Singapore Temasek Foundation have launched a 3-year program to replace paper health records. All right, just like they want to replace paper money. They want to replace paper health records. Everything is moving digitally, man. This is everything that moves toward a digital a record or whatever. That's always one step closer to the MOTB, to get people used to living in a digital age conditioning them, man. All right. It says to replace paper health records across Southeast Asia with digital health wallets, right? It says they have stated that their aim is to give people portable, verified access to their medical information, which, they always got some fake ass excuse why they're doing what they're doing. All right. They always got some guys, right? Oh, it's this is all for protection and nah, nigga. Right? It says the regional digitization push will place millions of health records inside a system shaped by pandemic era control mechanisms. Yeah. All right. The regional digitization push, all right, will place millions of records inside a system shaped by pandemic era control mechanisms, right? And there's going to be another lockdown, man. There's going to be some type of a major chaos, major scamdemic, another scandemic, man. All right, and the elites are waiting for that perfect plandemic, scandemic to usher in the MOTB, and they're trying to do this. They're trying to do that with this war, with the U.S. and Israel war against Iran. All right, that's why the Strait of Hormuz is closed up. The fact that the Strait of Hormuz is closed up, 80% of the world's oil goes through that strait. All right, and the world needs oil, right? Now you got famine popping off. That's getting ready to come, right? All right, you see? So, that next pandemic, scandemic is this famine that's being engineered, right? It says, and the elites are gonna be like, oh, so you want to eat? You want to eat? We got a solution. Take this MOTB, take this chip, right? And you stupid ass people gonna line up for that chip, right? It says we need to remember that this is the same WHO that used the so-called COVID pandemic as an excuse to build a global censorship apparatus with Silicon Valley, pushing vaccine passport systems that would restrict citizens' freedom of movement and demanding the power of police to police free speech. All right, the organization now wants to be trusted with digital health records of hundreds of millions of people across ASEAN. All right. So it says the program targets ASEAN member states, all right, moving them from paper-based records like vaccination yellow cards and child health booklets to cryptographically verified digital wallets processed through WHO's Global Digital Health Certification Network. All right, and we already know who is, a globalist organization, man. All right, an elitist organization, right? It says countries will start with digital vaccination certificates, all right, then expand into routine immunization records, maternal and child health data, and eventually broader personal health summaries. Each phase widens the scope of what gets digitized, collected, and made verified across systems and borders. And that's how it is going to be with the MOTB, the digital chocolate chip that the elites want to implant under your skin. All information is going to be on that. And that's what they're going to try to do, make it sound convenient to you, right? All your information is going to be on it, right? Your bank account, your medical records, your ID, what you're allergic to, what you're not allergic, so we know what type of, what I'm saying? They're going to make it sound confusing. Oh, if anything happens to you, we can track you. If you're ever kidnapped, we could track you and know where you are, You're going to make it sound real convenient so you can take it, man. Right? When you read Revelation the 13th chapter, the 16th verse, You know, when it says it, when he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, right? When you go into that word mark, the word there for mark is charagma in the Greek. And the etymology of the word charagma is grapho, which means information, records, and writing. Because that's all that's going to be on that MOTB. Information, records, and writing, right? All types of information about you, complete control. They could turn the chip off whenever they want, right? Come on, man. It says Mr. Key Kirk Chewin, head of health and well-being at the Temasek Foundation, said the COVID-19 pandemic showed how important it is for health records to be trusted. You see, they got some fake ass whatever, bro. All right. It says verifiable and able to travel with people across borders. He added, though our partnership with WHO, the Temasek Foundation hopes to support countries in moving from fragmented paper records to secure digital health wallets that individuals can carry with them wherever they go. All right. By testing this approach in pilot ASEAN member states, we aim to demonstrate how trusted digital tools can strengthen health systems, right? Improve continuity, all right, of care, including for families and children, and build the local capabilities needed for governments to scale these systems nationally. It says, if successful, this effort can help turn global digital health standards into practical solutions that benefit communities across the region. All right, the GDHCN that underpins these wallets isn't new technology built for a new purpose. The WHO adopted the European Union's digital COVID vaccine passport framework to create this global network of digital health certificates. The EU's COVID certificate system was issued to over 2.3 billion people and became the backbone of a checkpoint society that conditioned basic freedoms from entering a restaurant to boarding a flight on a vaccination status. All right, it says that system is now being repurposed and expanded well beyond its original scope into a permanent platform for digitization, all personal health information. All right, what started as emergency pandemic infrastructure is becoming the default architecture for how governments manage their citizens' health data. All right, and it's all about control, man. And it's going to keep, moving toward the mark of the beast, man. All right, living in a digital age, right? It says the WHO's record as custodian of this kind of power deserves serious scrutiny. During the pandemic, the WHO partnered with YouTube, Facebook, Wikipedia, and other platforms to censor or label COVID-19 content it deemed misinformation. All right, YouTube alone deleted over 800,000 videos for contradicting the WHO. Yeah, all right, because when truth gets put out there, Esau Edom don't like that, right? Because he's the devil, he's a liar. He's a liar from the beginning, all right, in the bold, not in the truth. Going all the way back to the garden, right? It says many of those deletions, all right, targeted content that turned out to be accurate, you see, all right, including claims about vaccinated people being able to transmit COVID, all right, and the possibility that the virus leaked from a laboratory, all right. The WHO's post-pandemic posture has done nothing to rebuild trust. All right, a senior WHO official, Andy Patterson, has publicly advocated for a permanent partnership between global health authorities and major tech platforms, proposing what he called a health online collective designed to replicate COVID era levels of corporate cooperation on a constant institutional basis. All right. The stated goal isn't merely distributing information, right? It says Patterson acknowledged that the actual proof of the pudding is actually behavior change, making clear that the whose metric for success is influence over people's decisions, not just visibility. This is the organization now asking, all right, ASEAN nations to hand over their population's health data to a system it controls, right? So you see what everything is about, man. All right? It's not about, your safety or nothing like that, man. It's all about control. All right? And that's what that mark of the beast is about, control. You know? All right? So, this was just, just a quick, a quick reading of this article to let you know what's happening, what's going on, man. You know? So you know what's popping off. All right? What's going down. All right? So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. All right? Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Ratazai, this is or was edifying. All right? So with that being said, unto the next one, called Haloyam Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakal Quitash. All right? Unto the next one, Shalom, Shalom.